victory. Now I pick you all up so that you all can listen and absorb what they are going to give you. But I want you to remember that the next few days we put God first, and we are going to do this with God, because our faith is the substance of what we hope for, the evidence of what we have not seen, and we give God all the glory and the honor. Enjoy the rest of this evening from my Flabo.
Thank you so much, Mother Fletcher. Do you believe it? Do you believe Rush Clark is going to win in Castries Central? Do you believe the United Workers' Party is going to win this election? People, there ain't no regular zonal meeting. This is a Castries Central zonal street party. I don't think you hear me. I say this is a Castries Central zonal street party. Now we have so many wonderful speakers. But before we welcome our speakers, we're going to bring some entertainment. We're going to bring some hype and some vibe. Some dancers and some creatives. They're going to come and dance for you in true Flabo spirit and bring some fire to our people. DJ, I want you to drop Rush song. Drop the El Guapo song. Because our dancers tonight are going to dance in true Flabo fire spirit. Mama Flabo! El Guapo has to go.
Yo,
Why you sitting? Let's go.
Mama
Flabo. Hey, hey.
El Guapo have to go. Rush and let you dance. I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let you. Put my Flabo, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go dance and now take the risk you fail us.
Wait a minute. Hold on. DJ, run that back from the beginning.
Yo, Benza, Mama Flambeau, El Guapo have to go. Rush and let you dance. I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let you. Put my Flambeau, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go dance and now take the risk you fail us. But talking you famous, election coming again. This time you cannot play us. Rush Clark come to save us. Only crumbs you gave us, yo. Watch how we crucify the youth, Richard, you nail us. Umbrella for the rain, make the city good again. All get to use together, we seen progress again, yo. Watch out them sketch through the yellow growing. Election day is for us, we voting. I tell them too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let yo. Put my Flabo, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go, I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let yo. Put my Flabo, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go, is that yo, Benza, Mama Flambeau, El Guapo have to go. Rush and let you dance. I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let you. Put my Flabo, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go dance and now take the risk you fail us. But talking you famous, election coming again. This time you cannot play us. Rush Clark come to save us. Only crumbs you gave us, yo. Watch how we crucify the youth, Richard, you nail us. Umbrella for the rain, make the city good again. All get to use together, we seen progress again, yo. Watch out them sketch through the yellow growing. Election day is for us, we voting. I tell them too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let yo. Put my Flabo, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go, I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty. El Guapo make me say rush like a let yo. Put my Flabo, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go, is that he not feeling we pain? Here another mother ball again. Boy, only concern concerned about your sovereignty, while the youth drowning in poverty. Yo, but one thing for sure we know, living conditions at an all-time low. Boy, and for Central to grow, what we know, El Papo have to go. Say Russia lay yo, I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need put here. El Papo egg me te rush like a lay yo. Put my mic from bowl, we rush to the yellow. El Papo have to go, I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need put here. El Papo egg me te rush like a lay yo. Put my mic from bowl, we rush to the yellow. El Papo have to go.
We tired of getting bluff. For 4 years we take it tough. Looking forward to the future. Enough is enough. Them fellas are spending money, spending your money. Them fellas are spending money, taxpayers' money. Them fellas are spending money, spending your money. Them fellas are spending money, taxpayers' money. Mama is rubber, let me go. Yellow is the code. Mama is rubber, let me go. Yellow is the code. Mama is rubber, let me go. Yellow is the code. Mama is rubber, let me go. Yellow is the code. Time for us to vote now. Time for us to vote now. Time for us to vote now. Every vote, every vote. Time for us to vote now. Time for us to vote now. Time for us to vote now. Every vote, every vote. Flowers come out, yellow like rain. Last time we didn't come out, never me again. The truth's all out, I feel so ashamed. Do it for solution, we can't put them on again. Mama is Flago, we calling from the south to the north. We need every vote for this big head to cut off. The lies and the gimmicks, everything is a bluff. We tired and we fed up, yes enough is enough. Mama is Flago, here we go, yellow is the code. Mama is Flago, let me go, yellow is the code. Mama is Flago, let me go, yellow is the code. Mama is Flago, let me go, yellow is the code. Time for us to vote now, time for us to vote now, time for us to vote now. Every vote, every vote. Time for us to vote now, time for us to vote now, time for us to vote now. Every vote, every vote. Flowers come out, yellow like rain. Last time we didn't come out, never me again. The truth's all out, I feel so ashamed. Do it for solution, we can't put them on again. Mama Flago, we calling from the south to the north. We need every vote for this big head to cut off. The lies and the gimmicks, everything is a bluff. We tired and we fed up, yes enough is enough.
El Papo have to go. Russia lay yo, dance I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need put here. El Papo egg me they rush like a lay yo. Put my mic from bowl, we rush to the yellow. El Papo have to go. Dance now, Favorier, you fail us. For talking you famous, election coming again. This time you cannot play us. Rush club come to save us. Only crumbs you gave us, yo. Watch how we crucify the youth, Richard, you nail us. Umbrella for the rain, make the city good again. All get to use together, we seen progress again, yo. Watch out them scared through the yellow growing. Election day is for us, we voting. I tell them too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need put here. El Papo egg me they rush like a lay yo. Put my mic from bowl, we rush to the yellow. El Papo have to go, I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need put here. El Papo egg me they rush like a lay yo. Put my mic from bowl, we rush to the yellow. El Papo have to go, if I not feeling we pay. Here another mother ball again. Boy, only concerned about your sovereignty, while the youth drowning in poverty. Yo, but one thing for sure we know, living conditions at an all-time low. Boy, and for Central to grow, what we know, El Papo have to go. Say Russia lay yo,
Put them le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, kisanu kabayo, cut fat, kisanu kabayo, cut fat, spider kabayo, cut fat, flaboki kabayo, cut them le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat, le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cut fat. Kai kite ken sinek mite spider, nu kai kite este eden mi, nu kai mite chasne mi, kugel we go bot kai en sikli tu. Kai tie ken sinek mite spider, nu kai kite este eden mi, nu kai mite chasne mi, kugel we go bot kai en sikli tu. Flabo, 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 flabo.
Hear that? We go jump on the fire train. So I want you to clap your hands. Come on, clap. 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 Hey, 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 hey. Let's go. Come on, come on. I want y'all to come and form a line. We're going to follow them. So come around. Come around. So come around. So come around. Hey, don't stand there. Hey, so come around. Don't stand there. So come around. Hey, 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 hey.
Flabo, 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 flabo. Oswea, nunca vai o tigua. Gute me le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat. Le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat. Le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat. Le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat. Kisa nuka ba yo cat fat, cat fat, cat fat. Kisa nuka ba yo cat fat, cat fat.
Hey, come on.
Spider kaba yo cat fat, cat fat, cat fat. Flabo kaba yo cat fat, cat fat, cat. Me le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat. Le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat. Le body yo flat down, but the body yo cat fat.
We want Rush Clap in the place. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. My people, there's something in the silly season thing. People want to know where, who and who voting. Facebook have something to put your full name in to see where you voting. Now go and try the thing. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. For peace and love and unity. That man full of integrity. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. For peace and love and unity. Now everybody sing with me. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. We want Rush Clap. We want Rush Clap in the place. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. My people, there's something in the silly season thing. People want to know where, who and who voting. Facebook have something to put your full name in to see where you voting. Now go and try the thing. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. For peace and love and unity. That man full of integrity. We want Rush Clap. We vote in Rush Clap. For peace and love and unity. Now everybody sing with me. We want Rush Clap.
I believe that deserves a round of applause by my Flabo. Can you feel the heat in the place? I said, can you feel the heat in the place? That is the aura of the United Workers' Party. That is the aura of Rush Clap for Castries Central. I want to ask you a question, my people. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? We voting for you, boss. I say we voting for you, boss. My people, that not no normal zonal meeting. Because Flabo start with fire. The fire of the Holy Spirit and the fire of our youth. So I want to bring a man forth who has held the position of National Security Minister. A man who can adequately tell us the issues that we are facing in this country. So I want to welcome to the microphone. I like to always use the title correctly. The Honorable Woman Girl Francis. DJ, in the meantime and in between time, I just want you to run some tracks for us. I want you to play Yellow is the Code, because that is the true vibe that happened in there.
Lucia, lift up your finger and vote for your future Prime Minister. UWP and the place, cause Alan Chesney come first in the race.
Kenson had not couldn't pay child support to $1 million in 4 years. Who would have thought them sell out the country, waste the resource, still not do nothing for the youths in sports. Say them a boss, but I never Rick Ross. UWP straight, never crisscross. 1 billion the borrow and squandering, and everybody in St. Lucia keep wondering. But them a thief, money and a run foreign, and poor people St. Lucia na get nothing. Gosh, Alan Chesney a short to win. I tell you, Alan short to win. UWP, yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog. Labour Party hard coded and snow dog.
St. Lucia, lift up your finger and vote for your future Prime Minister. UWP.
Hold on, DJ. DJ, start that again. Start that again. Start that again. We don't have enough hands in the air. We don't have enough hands in the air. I want you to put your voting finger in the air. Because, hey, come on.
$1 million in 4 years. Who would have thought them sell out the country, waste the resource, still not do nothing for the youths in sports. Say them a boss, but I never Rick Ross. UWP straight, never crisscross. 1 billion the borrow and squandering, and everybody in St. Lucia keep wondering. But them a thief, money and a run foreign, and poor people St. Lucia na get nothing. Gosh, Alan Chesney a short to win. I tell you, Alan short to win. UWP, yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog. Labour Party hard coded and snow dog. Yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog. Labour Party reach the end of the road dog. UWP now make the people suffer. It's we for the people now, vote for the oppressor. Tighten we build all them a utter. But we can't let St. Lucia go to the gutter. Quick crime on a high and the streets get hotter. Food prices rise soon, we can't buy butter. Say, Lucia, mad, sick, get them out quick, get them out quick.
Come on, say yellow is the code dog. Come on, hey.
Yellow is the code dog.
Come on, hey.
Yellow is the code dog. Labour Party hard coded and snow dog.
Hey, you, hey.
Yellow is the code dog. Yellow is the code dog.
DJ.
Yellow is the code dog.
And remember, bring it down. I want to hear the people say yellow is the code now. I want you to say yellow is the code now. I want you to say rush clock is the code now. Say it again, rush clock is the code now. DJ, we're going to welcome our first speaker for the night. The former Minister of National Security is here with us tonight. And he's going to speak to you. Mr. Francis, can you join us here? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a big yellow is the code for Mr. Woman Girl Francis.
And vote for your future Prime Minister. UWP and the place, cause Alan Chesney come first in the race.
Kenson had not couldn't pay child support to $1 million in 4 years. Who would have thought them sell out the country, waste the resource, still not do nothing for the youths in sports. Say them a boss, but I never.
Bonsoir, Mama Inflabo. Good night, my brothers and sisters. It's good to be in Central Castries. I was raised in Central Castries, and I'm proud of where I was brought up. I spent some time in Conway, and then we ended up in the CDC. So, I am like Rush. We are Central Castries boys. I want to start with a quote from Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela said, "Good and wise leaders respect the law and the basic values of their societies." I'll say it again. Good and wise leaders respect the law and the basic values of their societies. Esto ni sa set lisi. Esto ni sa set lisi. My brothers and sisters, our people are obedient people. They are passive. Whilst our jails are filled with petty thieves, we have the grand thieves running our country. Our justice system has issues, and we have tried our best to try to address it. But until those who are not affected by crime stand up and complain as the persons who are affected do, our justice system will not change. This election is a very pivotal election. We have to take a stand, and we have to decide what we are going to do for St. Lucia. Unless we do not take the right decision, then we are going to have a problem. We are not going to vote in for ourselves, but we are voting for our children and our grandchildren. Unless we do not take a stand, this present government will run St. Lucia adrift, and we are going to be in trouble. Roche Clark, I am here tonight to endorse you. You are Central Castries boy, just like myself. We understand Central Castries, and it is time that we get somebody from Central Castries to take care of especially the youth in Central Castries. My brothers and sisters, Roche is really the best candidate for Central Castries. Like I said, he understands the young people in Central Castries. The other candidate that we have to talk about, tonight I have said that this is my most important task in this election, is to see the back of El Guapo. We have to get this guy out of our politics. If not, we are in trouble. Now I must tell you that El Guapo and myself were friends. We are police officers together. I remember him saying that Herman Gill was his mentor. I was the first solution to get best recruit in Barbados. El Guapo followed, and he became the fourth best recruit. So you can understand how close we were. In 2007 and 2008, he asked me to assist him in dealing with the Peace and Love football competition. And I agreed, because I wanted to see whether we can save the lives of the young people in Central Castries. The murder rate was high, and so I agreed to assist him. I refereed the first match and the finals of that competition of both years, and it was successful. The murder rate went down dramatically or drastically, and so it succeeded in that light. But I thank God that everybody who participated in that competition got paid. Herman Gill Francis said, "I do not want your money," and I did not take it. Merci body, Professor. You must remember, at the opening ceremony of that tournament in Richard Frederick's building, Richard made a statement, and when I repeat what he said, I wanted you to take note of it, because it's going to be very important. Richard said that the crime in Central Castries is being fueled by police officers who sell guns and ammunition to the young people. That's what he said. He also said big businessmen in Castries are fueling the crime in Central Castries. Later on, you'll understand where I'm coming from by making that statement. But that's what he said. So we are close. But in 2016, when we had our general elections, I spoke at Grand Riviere, and I made a statement that Kenny Anthony and Richard Frederick are two of the same. Because at Larry Tret, where Richard had his housing development, Kenny Anthony gave him duty-free concessions. He actually made Larry Tret a special development area. My brothers and sisters, that special development area is for areas like Canaries, Ancillary, Viewfort South, Viewfort North, places that are depressed, where an ordinary businessman will not build houses in that area. That is what it is about. But because of Richard Frederick, and you know London Grosile, anywhere you have London Grosile, you have a rush to buy that land. It will not stay down. People will buy it. But yet still, he made it a special development area for Richard to benefit. From the time I said that, Richard Frederick turned from man to beast. And the man attacked me personally. My poor wife's name came involved in that. And I felt upset. And I decided I was going to take action against him. I said I was going to sue him. And Alan Shastney, the man he doesn't like, Metley. Alan Shastney is the one who told me, Humangil, forget about that. We have just gotten into government. You have a very serious portfolio. And we need to get to work from day one. So allow that to pass. And I did so. But I'm telling you, that is my greatest regret. I should have continued. Because by now, up to now, I'd be going to the bank to get that money. And he would have been finished. But I did so. I have decided to fight fire with fire. Mikey Pilgrim came out a week or a week and a half ago and said certain things. And Powell, the man did not even have the guts to tell us that he was talking about Richard Frederick. Richard Frederick fire a chairman, and you refused to tell us why you had a problem with Richard at the Ministry of Housing. Be a man. You are an interim prime minister. Say what you have to say. Mention his name. So tonight, everything I'm going to say is about Richard Frederick. And I'm not afraid of Richard Frederick. I've said so before. And I'm saying it again. He has a show called Can I Help You? The show is not Can I Help You? The show is Can I Destroy You? Can I disrespect you? Can I frighten you? Can I put the fear of God in you? That is what his show is really about. So, I called Timothy Polio a couple of weeks ago, and I told him I wanted to respond to Richard. But, as usual, Tim said, well, Wangil, I cannot allow you to continue because the radio station might be sued. And I understand where Tim was coming from. And I agreed with him. So I didn't have a problem. But I told Tim that elections is around the corner and I will get the opportunity to talk about Richard Frederick. So today is, can Humangil help you? So this is my show now, and I'm going to talk about him. Thank you very much. Now, my brothers and sisters, the last thing he said on his show was that I beat my wife so badly that she ended up at the hospital. And Lauren Williams was the one who spent the night there with her. And I said, Bodier, kote safet. When did that happen? So Lauren informed me that no, that doesn't happen. As a matter of fact, the only relationship she has with Richard Frederick is when she signed a protection order against Richard Frederick for the woman he had living in the house, beating her left, right, and center. That is the only connection she has with Richard Frederick. So I want to ask Richard Frederick some questions. I want to say, I have never been arrested for any criminal matter. Never been arrested. I have never been served with a protection order. I have never been accused of getting involved in money laundering. I have never been accused of being a murderer. I have never been accused of getting involved in drug trafficking. So tonight I want to ask Richard Frederick, Can you say the same? Richard Frederick, can you say the same about the things I have just talked about? But we know that he cannot. Kenny Anthony said, and Kenny Anthony was correct, Richard Frederick's appearance in local politics is the most dangerous thing to ever happen to St. Lucia. He said so. He went further to say that a St. Lucia Labour Party cabinet will never have a drugman, a murderer, a money launderer as a member of his cabinet. Philip Jepier went further and said in 2021, he said during the election campaign that nobody that has the amount of things over his head like Richard Frederick could ever be a member of the St. Lucia Labour Party. But today, he doesn't want Richard Frederick in his party, but he saddles us St. Lucians with a minister. You think that is right? The man cannot be part of your party, but yet still, you give him a ministry. And you put him in your office, you know. That's the bad thing about it. You put him in his office, in your office. He does everything. He assaults women. He degrades women. He attacked professionals. He attacked Dr. Burl Clark. He attacked Dr. Wilson. Professional people. Anybody who stands up and speaks about Richard, he will attack. My good friend Spider can tell you the amount of things that he has said about Spider. But he does not interfere too much with Spider because he realized that Spider can handle him. Well, must handle. And we have to give Rush the assistance, the backing, so that he will be able to defeat El Guapo. We have to do that. El Guapo must get out of our politics once and for all. But remember, my brothers and sisters, when my brother was the mayor of Castries, he worked hard. He made Castries clean and beautiful. And to do that, sometimes you have to take tough decisions. Things don't come easy. And Richard decided that he was going to evoke the wrath of the vendors on Peterson. And the vendors sided with him, so much so that Richard said, nobody is going to touch his vendors. Nobody. Well, actually, person part touch vendors. Richard mem got touched. Richard has treated the vendors in such a way that now the vendors cannot even make a proper salary. He takes them out from where they are, not paying or barely paying some money to be on the sidewalk. And then he puts up a plywood structure and has them to pay money. That is all Richard is interested in, is to pay money. Now, Richard Frederick is the minister responsible for housing. This is not the first year he has been there. That's not the first time. But every time Richard is in government, that's the only ministry he wants. Because Usafe Babola, left, right, and center. Remember, he said he was going to build a condominium. But why did he say he's going to build it? He said he's going to build it in Bexar. What about his people in Central Castries? That is who you represent, Central Castries. But you're going to leave Central Castries and go to Bexar. You don't see this one is a joke? What has Richard done in Central Castries to better your lives? Do we see any housing development? So what is he doing? But make sure, when you check Richard Frederick, every time he's in government, he builds his own houses. Kareli, Larry Richard, now he's building his multi-billion dollar business in Tuya. That is what the man does. Because when you're the Minister of Housing and local government and whatever they call it, you know where all the crown lands are. You know. So, That is the reason that he's there, to make sure that he can interfere with the Kronglands. And he gets the best Kronglands available, and then he moves in. My brothers and sisters, crime is a problem in this country. The United Workers' Party had a plan, and we started. We had the K9 unit. We brought in the forensic lab. We were working on border control. We had CCTV. All those things were working. And as soon as the government came in, the first thing they did was to disband the K9 unit. Up to a day like today, they have not put one new camera on the streets of St. Lucia. Not one. So all the murders that you see that are happening, I think we're about 80-something now, you have to blame the Prime Minister personally. Because for 2 years you took out the K9. Could you imagine the number of guns that came through the ports? Can you really imagine that? So all the shootings that we have had, he has to be held responsible for your children. And my brothers and sisters, from day one, when the United Workers' Party comes back in, we are going to bring back the K9. We are going to make sure that there is border control. We are going to flood the city and other places in St. Lucia with our CCTV. You listen to crime statistics in the States, and before something happens, in 2 days they solve it. The cameras, the CCTV. Okay? So my brothers, again, I came here tonight to speak for about 2 hours on Richard Frederick. But there are many speakers there. There are better speakers than me. So, I will end now and tell you, Central Castries, make sure you vote for Rush. Rush is a young and intelligent man. Today, you just saw what happened there. The young people, you saw the energy, you felt the vibes. That is what Rush will bring into government. Honesty and dedication. And I'm praying that you all make sure that you all vote for Rush. Now, I had a whole set of names like Kosol, like Page, like Benji from New Village. But I have to stop. But I am not stopping with Richard Frederick until the elections is finished. So everywhere there's an opportunity for me to speak about this guy, I will do so. So my brothers and sisters, thank you very much for the patient hearing. And remember, Rush is the code. Rush is the code in Central Castries. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much. Now, I have to recognize the PRO of the United Workers' Party who is here with us tonight. A man who is not afraid to tell it like it is. Let's give a resounding round of applause to Spider Montu. Hold on, DJ, hold on. I ain't finished there yet. Because we have another candidate who's there with us tonight. From the constituency of Castries North. And he's going to remove the heavy roller who is in our parliament. I don't know what blue wave they're talking about. I hope that blue wave have blue soap to wash all the dirtiness out of the politics. And Stephen Favorier is going to be that man who is going to get rid of this blue wave and this heavy roller. My people, hear that? You hear that? DJ, hold on. Labour's called me and they saw the crowd in Dennery and they asked me to send them a picture to verify. And they say when they saw the picture, that United Workers' Party looked like they won the election. So when they asked me, how we looking? DJ, I want you to run it for me, please.
How we living? Better than them. Better than them. How we living? Better than them. Better than them. You steak and fish. Can mash up the chicken back relationship. Come to them. You steak and fish. Can mash up the chicken back relationship.
DJ, thank you for that. I tell you, this is a Castries Central street party. So we go bring the vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, here with us tonight in the show, say, we have Ricky T, who's going to bring us some vibes. Am I Flabo? If you sitting, get up, get your phones out, get in the road. It's time for a vibe with Ricky T.
Yo, 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 yo. Well, them should know the thing. Mama, I Flabo, we there? Yeah. And that we say. So big up all the ministers tonight. And all the ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? Big up yourself. You all know the code. You all know the code. One mic we have there. One we have. That's it. Run it. So all you know we rolling.
Don't touch the girl thing. Just leave the girl thing. One knock and you want to claim it. Just leave the girl thing. Come to them. What you claiming? Why you claiming? Who you claiming? Why you doing that? What you claiming? Why you claiming? Who you claiming? Sing it for me now. Ladies, they have some fellas nowadays. Give them a knock, they want to claim. Boys, it's just your turn. And when they see you with a man, they vex and you they want to blame. Boys, it's just your turn. Tell me. Boy, it's just your turn. It's not a horn. If you don't own it, you don't own it. It's just your turn. It's just your turn. It's not a horn. It's not a horn. If you don't own it. Tell me. When you don't want to be a part of it, cause the next man they biting it. What goes around will come around. How you make your bed, you go stick in it. Before you put a ring on it, you don't know who have shares in it. It could be Tom, it could be John, it could be me that bang in it. They have some fellas nowadays, give them a knock, they want to play. Boys, it's just your turn. And when they see you with a man, they vex and you they want to play. Somebody show me the flags up. It's just your turn. It's not a horn. If you don't own it, you don't own it. It's just your turn. It's not a horn. If you don't own it, that's your property.
Pull up. Yeah. Y'all know tomorrow is where? Suzel. Tomorrow is Suzel. And they say this is the last lap. So, tomorrow is going to be a wrap. Run the next thing one time, show me.
People segment, mad 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 people segment. Look something to talk about. Run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere. Look something to talk about. Take out your head, 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 take out your head. Look something to talk about. Run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere. Look something to talk about. Run in the air, run in the air. Till the place mash up, the party bad. Hold on to something, anything you have. Run Saka-Kula, show all the water. Show me your body, show me the flag. When we on the road, upset, mad and crazy. When we on the road, upset, mad and crazy. When we on the road, upset, mad and crazy. When we on the road, upset. Then we shall never jump and sing. Run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere. Look something to talk about. Take out your head, take out your head.
Yeah. We can give them everything here because tomorrow is a big day. Yeah. So I'm going to call on my little son right now Well, not my musical son. Yeah? DJ, run it up. Steak and fish, they mash up the chicken back relationship. One to them. No steak and fish, they mash up the chicken back relation. Oi, 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 oi. Matter, tell them how we live it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. Oh, better than them. Oh, bravo. How we live it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. Oh, better than them. Well, yellow. How we live it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. Oh, better than them. Oh, bravo. How we live it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. One shot. I say Holanda. Boom. You have your Benz, I have my swap Holanda. Boom. Your woman see them in the back Holanda. Boom. Matter of fact, I burst her back Holanda. I say Holanda. Boom. Them fellas have all their money and acting funny. For them to get a girl, they have to spend their money. Who give it flowers? Who give it birds? And he drinking that rock in their blood. Well, father, how we live it? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. Oh, better than them. Well, bravo. How we live it? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. Oh, better than them. How we live it? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, better than them. Oh, better than them. Well, bravo. How we live it? Boom, boom, boom. Better than them. So we are telling them something, son. Boom. Now you feel you want a party game. You playing like you don't know where you come from again. I heard drunk snuck your woman, now you feeling ashamed. You pointing all your fingers, don't know who to be blamed. Tell them no steak and fish, can mash up the chicken back relationship. Boom, walk to them. No steak and fish, can mash up the chicken back relation. Oh yo 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 yo. Well, master, how we living? All right, all right. Better than them, better than them, better than them. All right then, how we living? Boom boom boom. Better than. Where we voting? St. Lucia, where we voting? All right. Pull up. And we say, December 1st, you know already. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah? Every vote counts. All right. Go mix with the thing. Yeah. Because there's a king and a prince. Where you are there again? Fetadic. Mad. Romadic. Mad rum. Fanadic. Let me tell you a little something about me. Keep this song. Everybody jump up in the road, Tell them, I don't come out here to mind nobody business, got my money in my pocket, so I come to get a stupid Lewis. Jump like me crazy. On my flabo, well everybody know. Freak out. What we come out here to do? Freak out. I am a harder. I think I need therapy. Something that take over me. When you see a link up with your friends on the road, they can't match me energy. I am a harder. If you want we mash up party, just call we let me start it. It's Ricky T and HP, just high away. It's who are we like 40. We don't have to stop we everywhere like Marcy. Show me the flag high in the sky. Tell them, I don't come out here to mind nobody business, got my money in my pocket, so I come to get a stupid Larry. Jump like we crazy, jump like we crazy, jump up. I am a freak out. Take out your sugar, take it away, and fling it away. Take out your shoe and take out your wing and fling it away. Then do shot, take out everything. I am a when you see me give me way, accept my apology. And now the things you see me do on the road, they can't also fire me. Tell them I am a harder. If you want me, we will jump up. We machine up the big truck. No manners when we link up, just high away. If that we come to fix up, they mix me in the mixer. Show me the racks and flags again. Show me. I don't come out there to mind nobody business. That's my money in my pocket, so I come to get and shoot me like we jump like we crazy, jump like we crazy, jump Somebody say, you pay. All right, so I'm going to leave the stage now. Or should I say the road now? Yeah? Oh, you know we have another artist there, right? You say one more. All right, let me see if they know that one more. Me little Indian girl. Yeah, me want the Indian girl. One little, two little, three little Indian. One to them there. The little Indian girl. Yeah, me want the Indian girl. Boom. One little, two little, three little Indian. 4 little, 5 little Indian. 6 little, 7 little Indian. Every girl, bust a wine as a flabo. Go away, break it, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away. Mama D, go away, Mama D, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away. So Mama D, go away, Mama D, go away.
This girl from India came to St. Lucia with that sexy figure. If you see how she looking, she came up to me, asked me if I'm Ricky. I say yes, my baby.
If you know that part, sing it for me. Walk to them there. Give me them. And everybody let me dance to the beat like break it, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away. Mama D, go away, Mama D, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away,
go away. We in the party, the girl winding up on me, touching up she body, and I like how we feeling. She whining all night, from this side moving left to right. We whining till morning light. If you hear how she body,
So baby, gimme. To them there. Mama, gimme. So baby, gimme. Go away, break it, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away. So Mama D, go away, Mama D, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away, break it, go away. Baby, look. Soon as this session done, the girl pop the question. She want me to be she man. The girl then want to marry me. How could I tell she no? The way she wine and go down to the floor. That have me wanting more. I tell she yes and she won't. We love you, we love you, we love you. We love you. Stop that. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all know already how the thing set? Yeah. Y'all know I could go on until, but I cannot go on until. Tell them and them ring the bell. Tell them and them ring the bell. Tell them a party ring the bell. Come to them, ring the bell. Tell them and them. Yeah, man.
Coming up in life. How much more money we have to lose? How many more people they want to fool? Just is the man, your pay. Where the money for the CIP? Like them fellas have a money tree. So why not voting for Labour Party? Them fellas mashing up the whole country. Everybody time to vote. Oh yo, time to vote. Everybody there we vote. Everybody go and vote.
Yeah. So right about now, I want y'all to give my little son some more love, like y'all give me there. Yeah? Martha!
Hold on. Big up all the Flabo supporters there. Somebody say, hold on. You ready for me there, DJ? Hold on. And the counter 3. We put in all labor on that side. West back. And the counter 3, we put in labor on that side first. Here we go. 1, 2, and you balance on one side. Boom. And you balance on one side. Boom. Well, bring it down like a landslide. Oh gosh, just bring it down like a landslide. One drop, alright. I say balance in the dance. Hold on, watch her touch her pants. Well, if you see she get on while she tell me come inside, I say balance in the dance. Watch her touch her pants. Well, if you see she get on while she tell me, alright, well, shake your left, boom, shake your, alright, shake your left, boom, shake your right. Now I come in the middle, hold on, in the middle. I come in the middle, hold on, flat buck. Well, can you balance on one side, boom, can you balance on one side, hold on, bring it down like a landslide, oh gosh, just bring it down like a landslide, one drop, alright, I want you to shake it, baby, balance it, baby, control it, baby, on one leg, baby, now shake it, cousin, roll it, cousin, control it, cousin, make, well, can you balance on one side, listen me up, well, can you balance on one side, listen me up, well, bring it down like a landslide, hold on, bring it down like a landslide, let me know, mix me up, DJ, hold on, from you know you're getting it good, somebody say, hold on, alright, what's up, say, matter killer, pick up all the flavors there, 1, 2, 1, 2, so we tell them touch your uncle. Alright, now what a miracle. When you touch your toe, and you bend down, so we tell them touch your uncle. Alright, now what a miracle. When you touch your toe. Alright, so we tell them bend your back, bend your back, bend your back. Bend your back and sink in your back. Bend your back and fall like a bat. Make the bumper patak patak. Bend your back, bend your back, bend your back. Bend your back and sink in your back. Hold on, one drop. Alright, so we tell them 1 labor, 2 labor, 2 labor. 1 labor, 2 labor, 3 labor. I drink, I fall and break my. They shouting he. One more before we go. Let me know. Alright. Now what we tell them there? Alright, so we tell them. Be what? Say mate. Be what? Lache songla. Be what? Say mate. Boom, be what? Alright. Boom. Well, first a flip, first a flop, first a hip back, first a hop, well, first a tap, first a tick. Wait this time I'm going elastic now, first a flip, first a flop, first a hip back, first a hop, first a tap, first a tick. Alright. Boom. Alright, so we tell them, boom, be what? Say mate. Boom, be what? La kudu massive. Alright, already. Boom. Alright, so we tell them, boom, be what? Say mate. Be what? Lache somna. Be what? Say mate. Be what? Hold on. Well, first a flop, first a hip back, first a hop, first a tap, first a tick. Wait a minute, boy, you last. Well, first a flip, first a flop, first a hip back, first a hop, first a tap, first a. Hold on. All right. So we tell them, be what? Say mate. Be what? Lache somna. Gotta wait for the thing non-stop. Gotta take it talk and drop. Gotta wait for the thing non-stop. Gotta take it talk. TikTok. Hold on, you're ready. So we tell them, look your mother. Climb up on the ladder. Which one you rather? We go for the matter. So we tell them, look your mother. Climb up on the ladder. Which one you rather? We go for the matter. So we tell them, TikTok. Fais what out there, come go. TikTok. Fais what out there. I tell you, TikTok. Fais what out there, come go. TikTok. Hold on. So we tell them, when we come around, we don't play around. Take the girl them one body thing and shake it to the ground. Now sit down on it. Hold on, now look on your back. Hold on. So we tell them, look your mother. Boom, climb up on the ladder. Which one you rather? Boom, me go to the matter. So we tell them, look your mother. Boom, climb up on the ladder. Which one you rather? Go to the matter. Y'all ready? One more before you. Alright. So we tell them back it up on it. Alright, then back it up on it. Hold it now, work. But we tell them back it up on it. Alright, back it up on it. Then back it up on it. One drop. Well, shake it fast, shake it slow. Watch that girl, she is a pro. Bumper soft, marshmallow. Play that there like piano, so up and down. Girl, let's go. Touch your toe, up and down. One drop, hold it there. Your bum bum like you walk all your bum bum fall like a tamarind ball. Flat like mega J wall your bum bum run like a basketball chain from Wooley. Michael, aye. Michael, aye. Hold on, stick it there. Alright. If your bum bum like the bay walk all your bum bum fall like a tamarind ball. Flat like mega J wall your bum bum run like a basketball to the Wooley. Aye, Wooley. And what we tell them that just stick it there for me. One drop, so we tell them vini. Y'all come sit down for me. And just take position, cause I do have a mini. So we tell them, cha-la-la-la-la. Take a bite in my banana. You got all this flower, same place.
Mama Flabo!
It's steamy.
How we looking? Make some noise! Not an easy talent. We want to thank our entertainers. But yeah, I feel like Rush. This is what we spoke about. Castries Central Street Party. This is how we have our own zonal meeting in Castries Central. Now, DJ, I know we talked earlier, so you know what song I want for my next speaker. And I want to welcome the president of the Youth Arms, Mr. Jeshran Andrew. Now, we have our Youth Arms president here, but I also want to take a moment to recognize the presence of our deputy political leader who's here with us tonight, the Honorable Dominic, UWP candidate for Ancillary Canaries. Now the vibe hot in the place there. So in the meantime, in the between time, DJ, let's run a little something for us there. Give us a little hot tune there.
Flabo. Oswea, nuka bayo tikwa. Gute le body yo, flat down, but the body yo, cat fat, le body yo, flat down, but the body yo, cat fat, le body yo, flat down, but the body yo, cat fat, le body yo, flat down, but the body yo, cat fat, isa nuka bayo, cat fat, isa nuka bayo, cat fat.
All right, DJ, all right. Thank you. And like I said earlier, we have the candidate for Castries North who's here with us tonight. And I want to recognize the presence of many of our members from the diaspora. Welcome to the Castries Central Friday night zonal meeting. So I want to welcome Mr. Stephen Favorier, candidate for Castries North for the United Workers' Party. Mr. Favorier. What we say? Favorier. Come on.
No snake and snitch, can mash up with progressive relationship. Boom, come to them. No snake and snitch, can mash up with progressive relationship.
Alright.
Who we voting? Favorier. He better than them. Money no. Who we voting? Favorier. He better than them.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you.
Thank you. And first of all, let me see how wonderful it is to be here to support my brother in arms, Mr. Rush Clark, who's done a phenomenal job in Castries Central since he was announced as the candidate. Rush has been on the ground, he's been working, he's been pushing, and guess what? We are days away from getting rid of one of the most dangerous, and I think Kenny Anthony said, one of the most dangerous developments in St. Lucia's political history. So you have to give Rush Clark a round of applause for a wonderful job in taking this constituency to the brink of changing and renewing itself. But tonight I want to speak about the choice we have before us. A choice between a government and a party which has failed St. Lucia and a government incoming which has built this country. I think if we have to recall what the United Workers' Party means to the country, what it has delivered for the people of this country, it is important for us to put that in perspective. United Workers' Party is the party which has undeniably built this country from the ground up. It's the party which rid St. Lucia of the plantocracy. It was the party which took the average farmer and made the average farmer a key pillar of the development of this country. And it is through the farmers and through those through the length and breadth of this country, which built this country. United Workers' Party is not a party which has taken away from people. It has given to people and given itself to the development of this country. And it is not only in the context of the agricultural sector that the United Workers' Party has built this country. The United Workers' Party is the party which first saw the importance of the tourism sector to the development of this country and invested in the services and the infrastructure required to ensure that tourism could meet its potential. The airports, the roads, adequate and water supply, rural electrification, all of the things which were important to establish a strong basis for tourism, for manufacturing, and agriculture. What many of you would recall, Sir John called the tripod economy. It had three pillars: agriculture, manufacturing, and services, and mainly tourism. It is the party which had a vision to establish the causeway at Prison Island, which caused the island to be joined to Groseley. And right now, 40 years later, that causeway is where thousands of St. Lucians, both directly and indirectly, have jobs. It is the party which caused for the development of Castries, the waterfront, Point Seraphim, the Millennium Highway. It's the party which had the vision and foresight to establish the Sir John Compton Dam. It's the party which had the vision to ensure that we had adequate feeder roads which would allow the banana farmers to get their products from their farms to the geese boats. It is the party which established the National Provident Fund, which is now the National Insurance Corporation, which is the basis for our retirement savings and a key contributor to the development of this country. Now, when you compare what the United Workers' Party has achieved under Sir John, and when you also assess the mighty performance of Sir Michael Chasney during 2016 and 2021, very difficult years because of COVID, one has to be reasonable in assessing that performance against what we have seen over the last 4.5 years. And what have we seen over the last 4.5 years? We've seen a party focus on fattening the pockets on the party funders, the members of parliament, as well as those who are close to the party. We've seen a government which has focused its attention on politicizing the institutions of government in this country. We have seen a party and a government which has no moral authority to lead, as many members of the cabinet have fallen afoul of the standards which we were set by our forebearers. We see a party more interested in power than in governing for people, and more interested in the prosperity of the few over the prosperity of the whole. So we see a clear contrast between the United Workers' Party, a party which has built this country from the bottom up, and a party in the Labour Party which has not built this party but broken many of the institutions of this country. A party which has allowed for questions related to integrity, corruption to fester. So we have a choice in Lucia between a failed government and a party in the Labour Party which has failed to live up to its promises which were made in 2021 that they would put you first. But it is clear and evident after 4.5 years, the only people who were put first is the Labour comrades, their friends, their families, and selected foreigners. But I ask you today, Castries Central, has the Labour Party put you first? I can't hear you. Has the Labour Party put you first? Has Richard Frederick put you first? Has Richard Frederick been an example of governance or accountability to this constituency? So the choice is clear. The choice is clear. We have a party which has failed on delivering the services and the needs of the average St. Lucian. They have failed in healthcare. The St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association said that the provision of healthcare under the Labour Party is the worst it's ever been. They failed on infrastructure. We see our crumbling infrastructure, bad roads, congestion, and no plan for this country's infrastructural development. We see a failure in the provision of good jobs, well-paying jobs for young people. We see a failure in the provision of affordable housing. And on that, under Richard Frederick as Minister of Housing, not one affordable house has been built for the people of St. Lucia, the people of Central Castries in the last 4.5 years. We see failure in the provision of adequate water. We see a failure in the prevention and addressing of crime. We see failure in transparency and accountability for the CIP. We see failure in every single sphere of public administration. Failure after failure. So it is your choice. It is your opportunity to assess what we have seen over the last 4.5 years, the serial failures of this government, and compare and contrast their performance against the mighty performance of the United Workers' Party. A party which has built this country, a party which has developed this country, and has set the foundation for the prosperity that we enjoyed. So I say to you, on the 1st of December, the choice is clear. The choice between the United Workers' Party, a party which has built this country, and the Labour Party, a party which has destroyed this country. But we also have a choice between a man of integrity and purpose and commitment and loyalty to this country and to this community and this constituency, and a man who has many, many questions and clouds hanging over his head. A man which the Labour Party had accused of activities which none of us here would want to be associated to. A man who has failed in his ministerial duty to provide housing in this country. A man who every Thursday goes on his television show and maligns, denigrates, and insults the women of St. Lucia. A man who none of us would want our children to follow. So we have a clear choice. A man with purpose, a man with integrity, a man who is committed
to you, the people of Castries Central, and a man who has failed not only in his ministerial duty, but in his basic responsibility to this community to be accountable, transparent, and show the moral leadership which is necessary for good governance. So, Castries Central, I urge you to reflect on those choices. The choice between a party which has built and prospered this country and the party which has failed in every facet of our development, a party which has failed to develop our ports, instead sold our ports to the lowest bidder, a party which has allowed for questions related to corruption to fester with respect to the CIP program, a party which has allowed the youth of this country to be deprived of the funding available through the NLA because of the corruption associated with some dealings. So we have a choice, a clear choice, between incompetence on one hand, lack of moral leadership, as well as a party which only cares for itself, its comrades, and its friends. On the one hand. On the other hand, we have the United Workers' Party, which has a clear history of development in this country. So, the choice is clear. The date is known. The objective for you should be to restore and rebuild Castries Central, to restore and rebuild trust in government, to get a gentleman of integrity and purpose into the halls of Parliament to fight not for himself but for you. So on the 1st of December, I ask you sincerely to get your family, your friends, your neighbors, those close to you, encourage them to do what is right for this country, do what is right for Castries Central, and vote for the only choice in this race, a man of integrity and purpose, a man who cares for you and will work hard and tirelessly for you and the interests of this country. Vote for Rush Clark and vote for the United Workers' Party on the 1st of December, next Monday. Ladies and gentlemen of Castries Central, I'll be brief. I thank you, God bless you, and have a wonderful evening.
That was Stephen Favorier, the United Workers' Party candidate for Castries North. So when you see that ballot, put the X next to the Flubbo symbol so that we can revive, rebuild, and restore Castries Central. Now, I want to welcome my next speaker. And he was actually the first person I worked with in the last election who inspired me to come into politics. So I have a little song I want to play for Spider from the last election. Let's run it for our next guest speaker.
Spider-Man Tote, a member of UWP, is the right man to run the Grosley constituency. Let it touch, let it touch, let it touch. Bloody on. Dot, dot, dot. What's Spider-Man? Dot, dot. Bloody on. Dot, dot, dot. We want him man. Dot, dot. Bloody on. Dot, dot, dot. What's Spider-Man? Dot, dot. Bloody on. Dot, dot, dot.
You know that was the song that inspired the trend in Flubbo. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to welcome the man who will tell it like it is. The PRO of the United Workers' Party, Leonard Spider Montooth.
Thank you very much, Josh, and a special good evening to everyone in Castries Central. You know, you made me remember the days, you know. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a new era, a new breed of politicians. As you can see, we have produced for you in the United Workers' Party a team of men and women that are formidable, ready to take on the responsibility of bringing our country forward. I just heard Stephen Favorier a while ago, and I want to say to you that change is coming in the Castries Basin because the blue whale will have to give way to Stephen Favorier. El Quapo will have to give way to Rush Clark. Ernest the Liar has to give way to Tommy Descott. And Philip JP has to give way to the man Chico. And of course, Guy Joseph will reclaim his seat in Castries Southeast. So the Castries Basin is coming home to the United Workers' Party in this next election. But tonight I'm here to support and endorse the candidacy of Rush Clark. It was Mikey Pilgrim a few days ago who said that in the race in Castries, he described the candidates as the good, the bad, and the ugly. We all know Rush is good. But the confusion I have is that Richard is both bad and ugly. And so, tell Mikey when he's speaking, don't speak in parables, come straight. You have a man in Richard Frederick who has no class. You have a man in Richard Frederick who has no manners. You have a man in Richard Frederick who has no character. He is notorious for all the wrong things that we know about him. And when Mikey said, a candidate must be humble, a candidate must not be involved in crime, a candidate must not be associated with murder, I say, Mikey, cut the crap and just tell us Richard should not be a candidate. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have to be intimidated by Richard Frederick. Because Richard Frederick feels he is a boss. And that's the thing about the Labour candidates. Kenson Casimir in Grosile talking about he is the boss of the North. I mean, Kenson Kame. He is talking about he is the boss. You will not hear that from our candidates because they understand when you vote for them on Monday, they are your servants, not your boss. They come to serve you, not to boss you. And so, I am telling Richard in advance, on Monday evening around this time, when he turn around and he say, Crystal, what you doing? Who you voting for? The answer will be, not for you, boss. And I want to say to the people of Castries Central, do not be intimidated by Richard Frederick and his antics. They can tear down posters. They can tear down billboards. But they cannot take the vote that you have, which is the weapon that will destroy them on Monday, come the 1st December. And I don't know if he was referring to Rush, but I heard Richard Frederick saying, why you have people with masks? Why you have people with masks following you? I want to say to Richard, the same people that took your money didn't want you to see his data there. That is why they had the mask. They took your money. They know they're not going to vote for you. They follow in Rush, so they put the mask for you not to identify them. But they will unveil that mask on Monday, and you'll see them celebrating in the streets of Castries after your demise as a politician in St. Lucia. And that will be the end of Richard Frederick once and for all in the politics of St. Lucia. And I want to say something about the outgoing Prime Minister. And that is where I had a problem with Mikey Pilgrim too. Because Mikey Pilgrim was on the Labour Party's platform last election. He didn't put water in his mouth to say what he had to say. He was on Kenson Casimir's platform last election. He endorsed Stevenson King last election. And this election, you come in and talk about the candidate or the individual. Talk about Richard Straight. What are you afraid of? Like I said to Mikey, at this stage in your life, you're well accomplished. You have money. You are looking for a job. You're so advanced in age already, you shouldn't be afraid to die. So what are you afraid of? You know, we don't have to make Richard believe that he can intimidate or drive fear in anyone. Your days are over, El Quapo. And Monday will be the end of you. You will be put to rest and we'll get rid of you in the politics of St. Lucia. But I want to say that Philip J. Pierre must end up in a situation worse than what happened in St. Vincent. Because at the end of the day, he had 13 candidates who won the election. Richard Frederick was not a member and is not a member of the Labour Party. He refused to accept, the Labour Party refused to accept Richard as a member of the party. But Philip Pierre is putting on our backs in our cabinet as a minister of government someone who they think is not worthy of being a member of their party, but they think is worthy of being a minister of government. We will put an end to that on Monday as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the distinction has to be made between leadership and people who are just playing politics. The Labour Party plays politics, while the United Workers' Party is there to advance the cause of the people of St. Lucia. When you look at Alan Shastney as a leader, this is a man with a plan. This is a man with a vision. And this is a man who has surrounded himself with a team of men and women who have proven themselves in their chosen fields and have now come to bring their experience to bear to serve us in this country. So, when you look at our manifesto that we presented on Sunday, there is something in there for just about everyone. Young, old, nurses, doctors, everyone can benefit from what is in that manifesto. And I always mention, I never take a microphone and do not mention the NHI. To me, there are many good policies in that manifesto, but to me, the one that takes the cake is the National Health Insurance. Because every one of us is liable of becoming sick one day. But not every one of us have the resources that is required to take care of ourselves if we fall sick. When a government will say to you that they will put a health insurance in place to give you coverage, every St. Lucian, to give you coverage for up to $75,000, that is a government that truly cares about you. That is a government that will make a difference in your life. And as we say, the days of raffles, the days of dancing, the days of boat rides should be over once that health insurance come into being after the United Workers' Party forms the government. Because many people have died waiting for funds to be raised for them to get the treatment, the care, the health care that they need. I also want to remind the young people of this country that they talk about a youth economy, which is a bluff. Because there is no business you can start, get going, and sustain on $5,000. So the United Workers' Party will not play games with you. When the United Workers' Party forms the government, what they will do is instead of $5,000, they will be giving you a $25,000 grant, which will give you a far better chance of having a business that is successful and sustainable. I also want to inform you, young people, that if you go to Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, you need not worry about the fees at Sir Arthur. Your education at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College will be free of charge to all St. Lucians who attend there. And I want to also tell you the best thing that can happen to you is to own house and land in your country. And the United Workers' Party is going to make it possible with a mortgage guarantee for young people and first-time homeowners so that you can be able to access the resources, the finances you need to build your own home and to call yourself a man or woman in this country. Because when you have that asset, your life changes immediately. Those of you who have children, you can use it and mortgage it to send your children to school, which is all life-changing and will put you on a different level. And that is what the United Workers' Party has in store. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the crime, I know a lot of us are afraid of the crime that is taking place. Herman Gill has already spoken about it. And he told you we will be bringing back the K9 unit. We will be bringing back the Border Control Agency. It will continue to be developed and instituted. And we will put more CCTV cameras throughout the country. And I just want to say to you that it is not surprising to me that the St. Lucia Labour Party disbanded the K9 unit, allowed the scanners to go bad, and did not put up a border control in place. All of those decisions allowed more guns to be on the streets of Castries so that when our young men had problems with each other, the first thing they resorted to was to take a gun and shoot each other. We are going to limit the number of guns on our streets by cutting off the importation of guns through our ports. And so, people like Richard Frederick in our government will not support any decision like that, because the thing about the K9 unit It's a dog that is very smart, well-trained, and can do things human beings can do. A canine will be able, that is a police dog, will be able to sniff out gun in a box, in a barrel, in a container. They'll be able to sniff out drugs in a barrel, in a container, or in a box. They can also sniff out money in a container, in a barrel, in a box. The reason why those fellas in government will not want that is because the dog, as trained as it is, they didn't teach them to read. So if they see Richard Fredericks on the box, they're not going to say, I will not sniff that one because it's Richard Frederick. They don't recognize name. They just do their jobs. And that is why we are beginning already. We are beginning already to discover illicit drugs and stuff that is coming into the country. And we're beginning to see connections that we can make with those drugs and illegal substances that are being imported. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want St. Lucia to go back on track, you have to get rid of the gangsters that are in government and bring a decent set of men and women who will bring back dignity, pride, and honor to governance in this country. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go out on the 1st of December, each and every one of you, and ensure that in Castries Central, in Castries North, in Castries South, in Castries East, and in Castries Southeast, we sweep the Castries Basin to ensure that the United Workers' Party forms the next government. And Rush Clark will not only be replacing El Quapo as your representative, Rush Clark will be replacing El Quapo as the Minister of Housing for this country as well. And I know that apart from the plans that he has island-wide, he has plans for you, the people of Castries Central, when it comes to housing. So you can invest in this young man, because I can assure you, he will hit the ground running and ensure that he satisfy you and justify the investment you make in him with your vote when you cast your vote for him on Monday, the 1st of December. So, ladies and gentlemen, like it was in Trinidad, like it was in St. Vincent, in St. Lucia, the code is yellow. What's the code? What's the code? I want you to go out on Monday, the 1st of December, vote for Rush Clark and the United Workers' Party. And if you're not from Central Castries, vote for the candidate of the United Workers' Party in whatever constituency you come from. Because Labour will go, Labour have to go, Labour must go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the PRO of the United Workers' Party, Spider-Man Toot. Now make sure you bring your friends, your girlfriend, whoever you can bring, your friends, your enemies, your friends' enemies, your exes. Bring you out and vote for the United Workers' Party. Castries Central, I have a question for you. Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? We are voting for you, boss. I have another speaker here tonight. He is the deputy political leader for the United Workers' Party and the candidate for Ancillary Canaries. You see, Richard wants to stay. He's small, but Richard don't like the big punches that this man is giving. Let's make some noise, because 5 years ago, we won Fede
Our minister, big friend, the local love. Big up Shasi Prime Minister, he there like a big brother. Fede again, no pavle when. Fede again, no pavle when.
The writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. There is a big yellow wind
blowing across the Caribbean. That wind started in Trinidad. Then it went to Jamaica. Then it went closer to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But in Monday, that yellow wind is going to blow the Labour Party away when you go to the polls and you vote Rush Clark and the United Workers' Party. I'm not going to be very long because your candidate needs to speak next, right? So, I want to say a few things about your candidate. Where is Rush? Is Rush here tonight? Rush Clark is a man of extraordinary courage. For a young man to put his hands up to say that I am going to run against a political hooligan, a political bully, a man who is one of the most violent men in St. Lucia, a man who mistreats women, a man who has had his visa revoked, and a man who the Labour Party has called a criminal. Now, for Rush to do that, it takes extraordinary courage for him to say, I don't care how big a bully you are, and I don't care how strong you are. I am coming to take the Central Castries seat back for the people of Central Castries. So Rush, I thank you for putting your hands up and for showing that you are a man, that you are a courageous man. And no one should take your voice for granted, because behind that small voice is a dragon slayer, is a dynamite. And that courage that Ross has shown us from time to time, we will need it to rebuild this constituency. We will need it to solve the housing crisis here in Central Castries. We will need it to solve the job crisis here in Central Castries. That extraordinary man that is Rush, we have to get him into the parliament, because if we don't, Central Castries is going to get worse. Now, I am so moved and inspired by how many of the flabos are coming in from overseas. A lot of them are coming because they sense that this election is the most important election in our country's history. So I want to thank my good friend, Mr. Pascal, for coming. I want to thank you for leaving your busy schedule and coming home to vote and coming home to seize the moment in our history. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Modest, who have come all the way from the Big Apple to make sure that they put the Tikwa to change the direction in which St. Lucia is going. We cannot continue under the Labour Party anymore. So this election is crucial. It is one that if we don't rescue St. Lucia, is Ian here as well? Where is my brother Ian Cauldron? Where is he? Where is Ian? Ian, come here. So we want to big up the man Ian, who has come all the way from New York City to create the change that we need in St. Lucia. In this moment of our history, we need to say thank you to all of you.
Good evening, my Fablo family. I just want to say to each and every one of you, your prodigal son is here. Richard Frederick, I'm sending this message to you. I am here tonight to put the icing on the cake. Your days in active politics is numbered. I campaigned for you on 2 occasions, mounted your platform, convinced people in Central Castries that you are a good candidate, but you failed me. And I'm here to endorse Mr. Roch Clark. And come Monday, make no mistake, we are going to right that wrong in Central Castries. Have a blessed night.
Thank you, Ian. And my good buddy, Mr. Ross Kadas, and his wonderful wife, Effie, are also here. We shout them out. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you all. I did call Rosemary Modest. And Rosemary Modest and Mr. Modest, I thank you all for coming out and making it all the way to St. Lucia to save our country from the oppression of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Thank you so much for the great show of patriotism which you have all continued to demonstrate wherever you are in the world. So I thank you, my good friends from the diaspora. We could not have done it without you. We could not have been here. And here we are tonight, my brothers and sisters, on the cusp of victory. We are mere days away from sitting in power to change St. Lucia, to change healthcare, to improve the road network, to improve the housing crisis in this country, to create jobs here in Central Castries, to reduce crime. We can only do those things if each and every single one of us go out and vote. Do not say that Rush win already. Every single vote count on election day. Double check your polling station and make sure that you are registered in the right place. This is our time, the people of United Workers' Party. This is our moment. This is our period in history. We will win this election, for the yellow wind is coming to Central Castries on Monday. And I thank you and have a great evening.
That was the deputy political leader of the United Workers' Party and candidate for ancillary canneries, Dominic Fede. Let me hear you say, 5 years again we want. 5 years again we want. DJ, I think the people need a reminder. Give them the trap.
Mama Flabo, you see our minister. You said the local love. Big up Shazzy Prime Minister. He there like a big brother. Fede again. No pavle when. Fede again.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you. But yeah, that is how the Castries Central Street Party starting. But yeah, just now shoes go have to come off. Everything just going to just be hot in the place there, boy. But before we get hot in the place there, and wake El Quapo from his, not even beauty sleep, from his nasty sleep. Somebody say he's a gravy body vampire. I want to welcome a former senator of government. A young man, and I like to say young because all of us are young at heart, who has been on the platforms before. A debater, an architect of speech. A young man to introduce the candidate for Castries Central with some brief remarks. I'd like to call on Mr. Ricky Alexander to the microphone. DJ, run a track there.
shrouded. They don't smile and they never will. Only volunteers get the fill. Empty promises is what they hear. No running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire.
My flower! Azot power! My brothers and sisters, tonight we are gathered here on the streets of Castries, on the very Chaussee Road. These are the streets where the ordinary men and women move day to day on the hustle to get their business done. But what we see happening on the streets that's supposed to protect our people, the streets that's supposed to be safe, the streets that's supposed to give us comfort, we have a scourge of crime that is hitting the streets and the young people very, very hard. And what is happening? Those in control and those in authority have been, as Brother George Odlum used to say, mummerized on the subject matter. But I tell you, have no fear. Rush is here and hope is coming to the city of Castries. For too long, we have had a Goliath circling around the city. A man who has had his hands on the city, but nothing is really happening. And so we give you a David in Rush Clark. A man who has a sling of integrity and 5 stones of character, discipline, commitment, and love for the people of this city. And so, my brothers and sisters, a man of resolve, a man of character, forged in the very fire in the battle of commitment to rescue Castries Central. Rush Clark will restore, rebuild, and revive Castries Central. So, on election day, my brothers and sisters, come out in your numbers. Support Rush Clark. Give him that strength. Let him bring safety. Let him bring dignity. Let him bring respect. Rush Clark is a man of humility. He is a man of substance. A visionary leader who will transform Castries Central. Mama Iflabo, I give to you your next member of parliament, the MP incoming, the man who will transform Castries Central with love, dignity, respect, commitment under the 3 pillars to rebuild, restore, and resolve Castries Central. Rush Clark for Castries.
I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need put el guapo. Ek me say rush like a leo. Put my mind flambo, we rush to the yellow. El guapo have to put on now. Frederick, you fail us. But how can you famous? Election coming again. This time you cannot play us. Rush Clark come to save us. Only crumbs you gave us, yo. Watch how we crucify the youth. Richard, you nail us. Umbrella for the rain, make the city good again. All get to use together, we seen progress again, yo. Watch out them sketch through the yellow growing. Election day is for us, we voted.
Mamai Flabo! Mamai Flabo! Good night, good night, good night, my people of Castries Central. I want to start by thanking each and every one of you that have come out tonight to support, to hear, to be part of what we have here tonight, which is a gathering of persons in this city who care, who are concerned, who are frustrated, who have felt neglected, who have recognized that the persons that are currently representing the misrepresentatives do not have their best interest at heart. My people, I stepped into this political arena and not one thing I didn't learn. I learned absolutely everything. From what happens at the top to what happens at the bottom. To how the poor man suffers, to how the rich man chooses to make him suffer. I stepped into this political arena to truly show the people of Castries Central what representation should look like. My people, we have seen it time and time again. Persons appointed in a role where all they do is abuse their power, take charge, and show that everybody else is under their thumb. We have a clear situation where within this country, it's hard to identify what is right from what is wrong. I could spend the entire night here, and tell each and every one of you how bad of a representative Richard Frederick is. I could spend the entire night here and tell you the stories, the rumors, the allegations that has been brought forth of this man that has been misrepresenting Castries Central for the longest 25 years in counting. And not once have we as a people been absolutely ensure that this level of representation is not acceptable. I tell you, my people, what is surprising to me as a young man in this constituency is to see the hurdles, the battles you have to fight for telling a minister that he's wrong for disrespecting women. For telling a minister that he's wrong for telling women where they shop for their panties. For telling a minister that he's wrong for implementing racial segregation into our political arena. For telling a minister that he's wrong for utilizing his talk show to spread propaganda, insults, and hatred. I tell you, my people, political arena, I had a minister look at my own mother and insult her because he believes that he should not be challenged. I had a minister look at my own colleagues and tell them about their personal business on live television because he believes that he should not be challenged. I have a minister look at my own neighbors, friends, and family, insult and drag their name across the mud just because he believes he should not be challenged. I'll say this to you, my people. Not only is Richard Frederick getting licks in this coming election, but I tell you, Richard Frederick does no longer he will no longer have a political career in this country moving forward. But my people, we could spend so much time here speaking on all what has happened to the people in Castries Central. Spider, Herman Gill, Stephen Favorier. All of these individuals spend the time enough to have us know who Richard Frederick is. But I want you to know who Rush Clark is. I was born in Wilton's Yard, right there, along the chaussee. A community where if you could not stand for yourself, people would take you for a joke. You would be belittled, disrespected, and taken advantage of. I came from a family of individuals that back was broad. They were tough, very tough and stern. Everything they taught me was to stand on your own 2 feet and be your own man and take no nonsense from no individual. But believe in what it is that you know. Because the value of a man is not measured on his wealth, but his ability to change the lives of those around him positively. I tell you, my people of Castries Central, I want to thank the United Workers' Party for giving me the opportunity to serve them, to serve the people of Castries Central in the ways that truly matter. Right here in Castries Central, we have a candidate, one of our own, that was born and raised in Wilton's Yard, that has spent time to traverse community by community, household by household, to hear the cries, the pleas, and the concerns of each and every individual. And we have taken the time to focus on the policies that can matter, the policies that can create the change, all in the factor of rebuilding, reviving, and restoring Castries Central. Right here on the chaussee, one of the key concerns is healthcare. Healthcare that has been put on a back burner in this country. Healthcare that this misrepresentative has absolutely no concern for. One of the first things that we in the United Workers' Party will ensure that we do is rebuild the Castries Health Center and ensure that we have a 24/7 health clinic. The second factor, policy changes that we can look forward to in this city, is the traffic management that happens day in, day out. Castries Central is in a constant state of chaos. Castries Central is a capital where a simple roadblock, a simple accident can hold traffic back all the way to the Millennium Highway. And we see this day in and day out. We, the United Workers' Party, have decided to ensure that we create a northern and southern bus terminal right here in our city. A modern bus terminal that can be recognized in the region. Designed where its capacity can hold much more than one bus stop, but filled with the amenities, facilities that are necessary for the people
that utilize it. The third policy that we see as a national concern for the development of our city is the enforcement of our sports, the concentration to our youth. Currently, we have the VG Complex Sporting Center, the VG Complex. We will ensure that we reconstruct, rebuild the VG Multi-Purpose Complex into a multi-purpose sporting arena, because Castries Central, as it stands, has several abandoned, dilapidated, and neglected courts, facilities that our youth can be utilizing. But again, we have seen it time and time again under a misrepresentative that has no plans for the agenda, no plans for scheduling, no plans for our youth. We have seen opportunities wasted. Our youth are left idle with no consideration given to them. We see that the opportunities that they can capitalize on are less and less each year. We have to be focused on creating the champions that we have right here in this city. The fourth pillar, cornerstone, standpoint that we want to bring forth for the development of Castries Central is the elephant in the room. The housing concern, or should I say, the lack thereof. It is truly a shame that we have a minister of housing that has not built not one single household in Castries Central, but has built several for himself. Developments after developments. And yet still, that is a minister that would go to his cottage meetings and tell the people of these communities to not bite the hand that feeds them. Not bite the hand that feeds them. My people, I never knew it was a situation where when we appoint a minister, we are indebted to them. I never knew it was a situation when a minister is selected, appointed, and has taken office on our taxpayers' dollar, a minister that we, the people of St. Lucia, are paying, is in a situation, is in a position to tell us to not bite the hand that feeds them. The housing concern that has been abysmal, that is not visible, is one area that we within the United Workers' Party see as a key area of concern. We will ensure that we capitalize on every square inch of land that Castries Central has. We will start by the inner city development, the inner city housing concerns, right here on the chaussee, as we stand from one end all the way to the other end. We can identify at least 11 derelict, dilapidated, and forgotten buildings. Buildings and structures that can be utilized, that can be optimized keenly for our young entrepreneurs, for our business owners, for our youth that are looking for opportunity for them to expand on their future. As it concerns housing development to the outskirts of the city, we have seen that the opportunities that lie here have not been capitalized on. So I say to you, my people, we within the United Workers' Party will ensure that we find the most optimum location to move forward with a housing development plan that ensures that there is immediate relief to the residents that are being being repositioned and are being placed in these locations. The ideal and the idea is to ensure that there is immediate relief. My people of Castries Central, these are our 4 pillars: healthcare, housing concerns, youth, and the implementation of a plan that works for the traffic congestion in Castries Central. As we move forward, each and every community in Castries requires thus much attention. From areas such as Bois Patat that require the location for a water tank, to areas such as Sans Souci that require more concentration to the security and safety of our residents. Each and every community requires thus much concerns, and all of these are the plans that we have moving forward to the next general election. I tell you, my people, I want each and every one of us to recognize the keen opportunity that we have here in Castries Central. We have the opportunity, the chance to change the state of how we live, to change the state of how we think, to change the state of how we treat each other. And you would be surprised how those that are in a position of power, those that hold a position of leadership, have these bad habits, these negative traits, these evil intentions trickle down to our residents, and it, in fact, creates that stigma that continuously happens throughout the communities. It is not by luck and chance that we see community against another community. There's always a feud, always a reason for anger, disruption, and anguish. My people, I tell you, this is the change that we have to move forward in Castries Central. On December 1st, I say to you, I plead with you, I ask of you, the people of Castries Central, to come out and vote. Take your friends, take your family, your brothers, your sisters, families, your neighbors. Ensure that you bring each and every one out for us to vote. And ensure that you vote for Roche Clark and the United Workers' Party in the next general elections. My people of Castries Central, I thank you and good night. Good night, everyone.
Yo,
let me hear you. Mama, flow.
Oh, quel guapo have to. Russia lay you, dance I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to go, no need to tear.
Hold on. Let me hear. Who you voting for? I say, who you voting for? We voting for you, my boss. I want to thank everyone who came out. I want to thank our members in the diaspora who are here with us tonight. I want to thank Spider Montoot. I want to thank Dominic Fede. I want to thank Stephen Favorier. I want to thank Ricky Alexander. I want to thank Dr. Joycelyn Fletcher. I want to thank the campaign team, the members of the United Workers' Party, and every single one of you who believe in the vision and the mission of Mr. Roche Clark as he aims to revive, rebuild, and restore Castries Central. My people, we are days away. not weeks, not months, not years. We are days away. So do not assume we have won. Put the X next to the Flubbo symbol. And we can party. We can party like St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They say they go in 17 with 15 candidates. I never understood that kind of mathemagie. But like Philip says, 3 words, I apologize. Now I went to school, I know that's 2 words, but if that's the kind of mathemagie that happening, I understand why the figures for CIP and all of them things looking distorted. So, DJ, we have another fabulous candidate coming in our midst there. But you know, in true Flubbo fashion, we take it to the streets of Central and we go have our own Flubbo Fire Fridays. Run the track.
Yo, Panza, Mama Flambeau, El Guapo have to go. Russia lay yo, Danza I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty El Guapo make me the rush like a lay yo. Rush, put my Flambeau, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go. Danza now Frederick you fail us, but talking you famous. Election coming again, this time you cannot play us. Rush club come to save us, only crumbs you gave us yo. Watch how we crucify the youth, Richard you nail us. Umbrella for the rain, make the city good again. All get to use together, we seen progress again. Yo, watch out them sketch through the yellow growing. Election day is for us, we voting. I tell them too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty El Guapo make me the rush like a yo. Rush, put my Flambeau, let we rush to the yellow. El Guapo have to go, I tell you too much papi show. Too much backward we say no. If Castries have to grow, no need putty El.
Put them LA body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, flat. Flubbo, 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 Flubbo. Oswea, nuka ba yo tikwa. Put them LA body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, flat, flat. Le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo.
Débonda.
Le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cat pat. Le body yo, flat tongue, but the body yo, cat pat. Kisa nuka ba yo, cat pat, cat pat, cat pat. Kisa nuka ba yo, cat pat, cat pat, cat pat.
San yo de ka pala bon dos bal. But yo pa même ça. Nou nan back love la pou ba yo. Yo pe.
Young Boss Entertainment.
Le body yo, dos bal, but Flambeau di yo. Le body yo, dos bal, but Flambeau di yo. Débonda. Le body yo, dos bal, but Flambeau di yo. Débonda. Le body yo, dos bal, but Flambeau di yo. Débonda. Le body yo, dos bal, but Flambeau di yo. Débonda. Le body yo, dos bal, but Flambeau di yo. Débonda.
Tan tan tan, tan tan tan, yo, tan tan, tan 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 tan. Mama Flambeau, bend them, you can hele, bend them, he chop away, bend them, who you put, bend them, Mama Flambeau, bend them, you can hele, bend them, you chop away, bend them, who you put, bend for the den, bend for the den, bend for the den, bend yo, bend for the den, bend for the den, bend for the den, what? Bend for the den, bend for the den, bend for the den, yo, bend for the den, bend for the den, bend for the den. Chale ba yo an wache maji yo ka pale. Asel set moun ka hen kon jak lele haja wive. Wache fil la la pli tombe tout moun ka hen mouye. Ben for the den, ben for the ben so tout ça ay trouvé. Ben ala yo, ja sav. What? Ou sav c'est tout. Tan tan tan, tan tan tan, yo. Tan tan, tan 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 tan. Mama Flambeau, ben dem, yo ka hele, ben dem, you chop away, ben dem.